Hey, this is Sam from Mobile Commons, and today we're going to go through how to set up an mData. An mData allows users to query a database or a web service using a search term or by location. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to text messaging and then mData, and I'm going to create a new mData, and this is going to be my DMV locator. And then it asks me how I want to set up my mData. Am I going to upload a CSV to create this database, or am I going to use a web service? Today I'm going to upload a CSV, and there's a template for how the CSV should use right here. There are a lot of different ways users can interact with an mData, but the most common is by texting a keyword and search term. But there are explanations of all these other ways to interact with an mData in our help pages. So I'm going to choose to geocode the inputs and allow users to text a location, because as you can gather, if it's a locator, what I'm going to ask people to do is text in their address or zip code and then tell them the location of a DMV near them. And then we can decide limit to X number of miles and how many results we would like to return. So it's New York, so people aren't going to go very far. So I'm going to limit it to 5 miles. And I'm going to send them the 2 closest DMVs to them. And now we have some choices for response defaults. So if they don't text a valid search term, we can send them a message that asks them to do so. Or if they text a valid search term, but it just doesn't meet this criteria of being within 5 miles, we can send a different message. And that's really all there is to setting up an mData initially. This gives us the framework of it. And let's see what I did wrong. Oh, the name has already been taken. I might have used this in another example. All right, so I'll go ahead and click Create. And now it's just telling me to upload a database. So I'm going to click that. And again, I have a sample CSV here. But basically, an mData is just an input and an output. So I'll pull up the CSV that I'm going to use for this particular mData. This input is the actual address of the DMV, and this is the text message that the user gets. So the user is either going to reply with their zip code or their address, and we're going to find which DMV is nearest to the address they text in, and then we'll return the response associated with that DMV at that address. So again, it's just 2 columns, input and output. For a geocoded mData, it's always going to be the address and the text message that they get back. If you're doing an mData using search terms, it's going to be the search term and then the text message that they get back associated with that search term. So I'll go ahead and upload this file. It's just saved on my desktop. And click Preview, and it's going to show me all my entries. And this looks good, and then I just need to click Create mData Entries. All right, and now my mData is good to go. See, it's uploading the results, and here are my 10 records in this particular mData. So now there are actually 2 ways that users can interact with this mData. I can assign a keyword here by texting keywords associated directly with this mData, something like license or DMV. And if I did that, my call to action would be text DMV and your zip code to find a DMV near you, or text license and your zip code to find a DMV near you. And that would allow users to get the location of the DMV right away. But sometimes I think that can be a little confusing for users. So personally, I really like to add mDatas to opt-in paths or to broadcasts that go out. I think that can be a little more user-friendly. So I can add a keyword here for my mData, or I can go into, for example, an opt-in path, like my DMV opt-in path. And I have a lot here. There we go. And my users can text something like license to opt in, and then they're opted into my campaign. And I can send them a text back that says something like reply with your zip to find a DMV near you. And then all I have to do to associate this mData with this message is click trigger in mData and then choose my DMV locator. And now when the user replies with their zip code, it will hit this mData and send them the correct response. And that's how you set up an mData, upload your information, and apply it to an opt-in path or a broadcast.